Hello everyone, welcome back to Center Stand Mechanics. My name is Kyle, and today I want to change a tire on the 84 Yamaha Virago 1000. And I've got actually two tires to change on it, but in this video I'm going to try a technique that I've seen online but I haven't actually done myself. It looks like a really great idea if it works, because it's simple, cheap, and looks quite effective. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's using one of these old scissor jacks that you see around all the time. I picked that one up at a wrecking yard. I picked two of them up for 20 bucks, so they're pretty cheap, and a piece of rope. This piece of rope here might be a little bit thick for the job. I was kind of wondering. I got this other piece here it's similar, but it's sort of flatter in a way. It's still pretty strong. You want a pretty strong piece of rope. I think this one will work, but we're gonna find out. And yeah, basically you set the jack up on the tire, and you hook the rope around the jack and away. I'll show you here in a minute. And then you just jack, and then you can pop the bead off, which is the hard part. All the other stuff, like with the tire irons and stuff, there's a way you can tuck a rope in there and pull it out, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm there yet. But as long as if I can get it off the bead, I don't have any problem getting the tire off. I've done in the past. I've used, like, wood clamps and things, and I've even backed over the edge of the tire with my truck and stuff. Hit it with sledgehammer. You can also, another way I've seen, if you're in a pinch, you can tip your bike over with the side stand and start poking at it with the side stand and the weight of the bike, and that seems like a pretty good way of doing it. It hasn't worked for me yet, but the tire I was trying to do it on was really stuck. It was on my V-Strom, and it didn't work for me, but that's okay. I know it does work it's worked for other people, but I think in that tire probably hadn't been off that bike in a long time. It was probably seized on the rim pretty good. But this one here, I got this tire here. This is off the Virago. It's a front tire, and there's the new tire there to go on. You can see on here, if you look really closely, it's all cracked everywhere. It's got really good tread, but these cracks in the sidewalls are no good. It's just been sitting too long, So yeah, so I'm gonna change it, and best place to change a tire in my book is just right on the floor here, unless you have one of those tire machines and stuff. But let's face it, I'm a pretty low budget operation. I don't have a tire machine or one of those tire changing stands. That would probably be my next thing to get, was maybe one of those stands that you can fold out. They're fairly expensive though. I think they're like, they're up there. They're over 500 bucks. I think they're maybe even be like 800. I don't know. But compared to a piece of rope and a $10 jack, you got to change a lot of tires to make it worth your while. So, but let's crack at it here and see if we can make this work. I'm pretty curious. All right, I'm gonna let the air out of the tire, and you just want to take the valve stem right out. So a little bit of noise here, boys. And yeah, you can use it's good to use like soap and stuff around here. I do that when I'm putting the tire on, but lately I've just been hitting the edge here. I'm trying to get it off with some WD just to help break the the bond between the rim and the, I'm just going to spray a little bit of this on here. And try to, you know, it's really good on corrosion and stuff, eh? It's help it not stick so much. Alright, so let's get our jack on here. So yeah, we're just going to put it on the edge here like so. And then I got to figure out how long to make the rope. So it's going to be like something like this. And then something like that. So let's try tying the rope. We'll just do like a, what's called a reef knot. You know, something like that. And then we just feed the rope underneath. And I'll try to get the knot out of the way of the jack. I might have made it too long. Yeah, I think I made it too long. So yeah, try that. Yeah, this rope might be too big, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, something like that. And then you just take your jack and you just kind of hook one edge over like so and the other edge over like so. And then I'll put some tension on the jack to kind of set these ropes down. Yeah, you see how that's pulling? Now I've got my impact on a socket here. I'm just going to crank this up. See how the, I was thinking a little bit thinner rope would be better. That's tight. It's kind of hitting the rim a little bit. Just got to back it off a little bit and move it over. Just need to move this over a little bit there. That should work. Alright, so there's quite a lot of tension on it. Like it's singing tight right now. Look at that, it's working. Wow. Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. That is a low-tech way of doing this, guys. I like this. Just getting some oil in there because it's not all the way off yet. Yeah, see if I can crank that down just a little bit more. There we go. There. So that side's off. I'll probably spin the tire around to the other side. So let's let this off. And then we'll just take our loops off. Yeah, that's a pretty good way of doing that. Okay. I'll spin this around and just push down on this side. I'm just backing it off a little bit, setting the rope on there, and then kind of, you gotta place the base of the jack so it's a little bit away from the rim, because it wants to come down and clip the rim, but that's okay. So we'll see if we can crank this up now and pop the other side. There we go. Nice. I'm gonna back that off. Take the jack out. Now this should be, yeah, look at that. It's all collapsed now. See, I used to have a really hard time doing that, especially if the tire's been on the rim for a while. Well, then we'll just do the other side now. And give it some, a little bit of, you don't have to use the WD. It's just something I've been doing. Alright. I love the WDs. Alright. Oh, same thing. I just kind of moved the knot so it's, you know, a little out of the way of the jack. So you can see how I got the knot right here. And then yeah, just come along. Place the loop over there. Place this loop over here. I'll give this a push. There we go. There, that time I went. There we go. There. Yeah, there. Didn't go the first time, but yeah. Okay. I don't know how long this technique has been out there, but thanks to the internet, I'm this much smarter now. So I don't know who invented that way, but it's genius. I like it. I like low-tech solutions like that, you know, when you're out somewhere and you're stuck and you gotta change a tire. You know, some guy's got a jack in his car and a little piece of rope, and you can get your tire off the rim. Okay, so that's collapsed on both sides. So now I want to make sure it's pushed in. You've got your little relief valley inside the rim here. So I've got this piece of wood, and I'm just putting it underneath here. Gives the wheel a little more support. I've bent these discs on these rims by pushing too hard on the wheel. This one's pretty tough. I don't think I'm going to bend it, but you know, they're pretty weak in here. And this center spot, they're kind of weak, so they will bend if you push too hard on them. So now it should be a matter of just, so one of the tricks to doing this is you want to be on the floor and you want to be able to put your knees on this part of the tire and kind of push that into the center with your knees, and then you should be able to reach it. There might be a tube in this tire. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It's not supposed to be, I don't think. So yeah, and then you can flick that around. You can lock that onto the disc like so. Reach in, grab some more. So get this one out. Once you get it started, it's pretty easy. There. There's one side. It'll just pop off once I get this thing. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to go around and clean the inside of this rim up a little bit. I'm going to have a look at this valve stem closely and just, you know, make sure that this surface here is good for the new tire to seal against. This is just going to be a little bit of running this over the edge here, and then I'll bring you back when I got the rim all cleaned up. Alright. Okay, I've got the inside of this all cleaned off now. I just happen to have some of this tire and rim cleaner. I'm going to try spraying this on here and maybe giving it a light scrub and hosing it off, and hopefully that'll clean up this outside of the rim here a little bit. I'll bring you back when I've done that. This is the kind of like the before. It's kind of dirty, especially in the middle here. It's pretty dirty in here, so yeah, hopefully that'll clean that up a bit. I'm not too worried about it though. Okay, so I'm back now. I've got the rim all cleaned off. That stuff worked actually pretty good. I sprayed it on there and it started like crackling and fizzling, so you know it's good stuff when it does that. And it changes color. It goes from blue to like a white color, and then you just hose it off. I scrubbed a little bit here and there, and you know, it's not perfect, but it's a lot cleaner. And that was an easy way to clean that up, because cleaning up rims is not my favorite thing to do, especially spoked rims. They're a pain in the butt. But that's good enough for now, and we'll just put this back together, and I'll get the tire on here and air it up, and we should be good to go. All right, first I gotta check the rotation here. So this is the side with the speedometer drive here. So the wheel would be going forward like that, and then there should be an arrow on this. How did I just stop this? Should be an arrow. Yeah, there's the arrow. So that's the way it goes. So if you look closely, right here, there's an arrow. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, so tire goes like that, wheel goes like that forward. So we're good, like so. So if I put this down like that, and then take her tire, and so I'm just gonna, I got some soapy water here, just spray this on here. This rubber is really grippy when you're working with it, trying to get it over the rim, and the soap just kind of helps lubricate it a bit. So the first little bit should just try to get it on as far as you can. And then again, with your knees, you start. You gotta be careful you don't put both sides on at once here. There we go. I got started. Okay, so one side's on. And then again, put some soapy water on here. Started here. And you start holding it with your knees. Just keep taking little bites. Little bites. Almost got it. Probably one more here. There we go. There we go. All right. So in order to inflate this tire onto the bead of the rim, you need a sudden burst of air, and this chuck and all the chucks I got have these little check valves in them, so you have to press on the tire valve. You got to do it with the tire valve out, so I'm just removing this portion out, and then I'll put this back on. And once I plug this in, it's going to be blasting air, so I'm going to try to get it on there and get the tire to inflate all in one shot. And then once I get it onto the bead, I'll put the valves, the valve stem valve back in there. So let's try to do it. There it goes. Still gotta do this side. So now I'm just putting the valve back in, because you need, it's kind of, if you try doing it with this in the you know, in place, it slows the air down, so it can't, you need a sudden burst of air to get that on there. So yeah, so now I'll close it. There's no air in it again because it all leaked out, but now I'll put my my air chuck back together, and then I can air it up properly. So it's just a quick little, drop that back down in there, and close that up. Just tighten that a little bit. Yeah. And then now when you put this on the airline, it doesn't, you know, it's not bleeding off like it was. So now I should be able to get my desired air pressure. There's a little bit much in there now. It's like 39. Take a little bit out. That's still a bit much. It's 34. Yeah, like 32-ish, 33. Something like that. So I'll leave it like that. I can double check those numbers and make sure I got the right amount. One thing you want to note, most tires, most motorcycle tires and other tires, they have this line right around here, and always look and make sure that that's evenly spaced all the way around, and you don't have it like tucked in on one side or the other. So I'll show you. There's a line. So you just kind of go around and just make sure it's even all the way. And you'll find that on most tires, and because I've seen it where it's not fully, it's like kind of stuck and it's not fully popped out, and you don't want to ride it like that. You want to make sure that that's all fully popped out. So I think that's good to go now. I'll just put the cap on, and yeah, so there's one tire changed. I gotta do the back tire yet too, and I'm still working on a few things with that bike, but before I can get the back tire off, I need to finish with the front end so I can get the front tire on it, spin the bike around and pull the back tire off. So it's a work in progress. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end the video there. I just wanted to show you guys that that new technique I kind of learned about, of popping the bead with that jack. It's a pretty good way of doing that. I like that. I'll be doing that more in the future, definitely on the next tire on the back of this thing. And it's just so cheap and so effective. And yeah, it'd probably work better on slightly bigger tires. This front tire is kind of, doesn't have a very broad surface on the sidewall, but I think, you know, a slightly bigger tire would probably sit there better, but it still worked. So there you have it. Anyways, would like to thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. I really like making these videos and getting them out to you. We'll see you in the next video. Center Stand Mechanics.